Okay guys, today we're going to talk about compare and ordering integers. First of all, let's talk about what an integer is. It's a set of numbers that include whole numbers, their opposites, and zero. So I have a listing of our integers. So again, they're all going to be whole numbers, so we don't have to worry about decimals and fractions with these. But notice the negative numbers are included, so that's what the integer is going to do, is include those negative numbers. Okay, I'm going to move down to our first example. Make sure you write this down in your notes. Our example 1, we're going to fill in the number line. So in this one, I have a number line drawn for you, and what you need to do is you need to determine what each line represents. Not all the time does each tick mark represent 1. So in this example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to 10. So that means if I count by 1, I won't get there. So I have to count by 2. So it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 10. And then going in the negative side, I'm going to count to the left instead of counting to the right. I'm doing the opposite when I'm in negative. So it's negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, and then negative 8. For our vertical number line here, when you go up, it's positive. When you go down, it's negative. In this case, I am counting by 1. So going up, starting 0 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then counting down, it's going to be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and then negative 5. So you have to remember that when you work with negatives, everything is opposite. If you need to pause to fill that in, go ahead. I'll be moving on to the next example. In our next example, example 2, okay, we're going to be comparing integers. So we're going to be completing the statement using less than or greater than. Okay, so I'm not going to fill these all in, but I first have to determine which each tick mark is worth. In this case, I have 10 going to the left and 10 going to the right, so each tick mark is worth 1. Now, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you guys plot these 2 points. So in example A, we have negative 2 and negative 5. So I'm going to plot negative 2, so that's going to be negative 1 and negative 2 right here. And then I'm actually just going to put a negative 2 above it so I know which one it is. And then negative 5, I'm going to go to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put my point, and that is negative 5. Now I'm going to complete my statement, and I'm going to write it both ways. So numbers on the left are less than numbers on the right. So I can say that negative 5 is less than negative 2. Numbers on the right are greater than numbers on the left, so I could also say that negative 2 is greater than negative 5. Either of those answers would be correct. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing here with negative 6 and negative 1. So I'm going to place negative 6, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll place negative 6, and then I'm going to place negative 1. That's going to be right here. And then again, I can fill it out. Negative 6 is less than negative 1, or negative 1 is greater than negative 6. Okay, if you need to pause, go ahead. I'm going to move on to example 3. In example 3, we're going to order the integers. So I'm going to do the same thing I just did by placing them on the number line. So the first number is 8, so I'm going to go over here to 8. I'm going to write it above it so I know what it is. Then negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's negative 4. Then negative 6, negative 5, negative 6. Okay, and then we got positive 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then negative 3, 1, 2, 3 to the left. Okay, and positive 1, go 1 to the right. So when I'm counting, I go to the left for negatives, I go to the right for positives. Now I can write them in order from least to greatest. Negative 6, negative 4, negative 3, 1, 4, and 8. And notice I'm just writing them at the order that they are on the number line. Numbers on the left are less, numbers on the right are greater. Okay, if you need to pause, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the last example. In the last example, we are working with a word problem. Which state in the table has the coldest record low temperature? So there's our low temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to place them. Notice my number line. I'm counting by 5s in this number line. So California is going to be negative 25, 30, 35, 40, negative 45. So that's going to be California. I'm going to put a C. Illinois is negative 36, so starting negative 25, negative 30, negative 35. It's going to be just to the left of that, just a little bit. I'm going to put an I. Nevada is negative 50, so that's going to be over here for N. And Pennsylvania is negative 40, so I'm going to go just to the left of negative 40 for negative 42. That's Pennsylvania. So which one has the coldest? The one on the far left. So your answer is Nevada. Okay, if you need to rewatch anything, go ahead. Otherwise, have a great day.